Good morning, students. Today we would continue with the sixth chapter from Grammar and Move, that is verbs. So, welcome to the class. We shall learn about finite and non finite verbs. When the verb in a sentence indicates the tense and agrees with the number and person of the subject, we call it a finite verb. The form of the verb changes if the subject changes or if the tense changes. For example, she walks home. Here we see that the finite verb is walks. The subject is she and it is in the present tense. Now we shall see another example. She walked home. Here we can see how the verb changed or modified to change the tense of the sentence. So the verb walks changes its form to show the change in the tense. A non-finite verb is not directly linked to the subject. It does not change if the number or person of the subject changes. Non-finite verbs also do not show the tense. For example, I had made idlis for breakfast. Rahul has made kheer for dessert. Notice how the main verb made does not change with the change in the number, person or tense. It is the auxiliary verb had or has that changes and shows the tense. In these sentences, the auxiliary verb is finite whereas the main verb is non-finite. Non-finite verbs are of three kinds. They are gerunds, infinitives and participles. A gerund is a verb that ends in ing and functions as a noun. Since a gerund functions as a noun, it occupies the same position in a sentence that a noun usually does. It can be either a subject, object or after a preposition. For example, writing in English is difficult. Watching TV is my favorite pastime. I like writing in English. I love going out to restaurants. My cat's favorite activity is sleeping. One of his duties is doing homework. Participles. A participle is a form of verb that can function both as a verb and as an adjective. Most commonly, participles end in ing or ed. For example, the smiling baby caught my finger. I saw Meho opening the parcels. There are two types of participles, present participle and past participle. A present participle is formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb and ends in ing. For example, he left taking the book with him. Past participles end in ed, en, d, t or n, just as in asked, eaten, saved, dealt and seen. For example, his painted skin. I have forgotten my lines. The present participle is used as part of the continuous form of the verb. For example, he is reading a book. As an adjective, the smiling girl is my sister. As a gerund, Mary is interested in reading books. The past participle is used as an adjective. For example, spoken words cannot be revolved, with the auxiliary verb have to form the perfect aspect. For example, when I came, he had left, with the verb be to form the passive. For example, this house was built in 1899. Infinitives. An infinitive is the base form of a verb. Infinitives are of two kinds. The to infinitive with to and the bare infinitive, that is without to. The bare infinitive is used after modals like will, shall, would, could, etc. For example, you must finish your work before you go out. The to infinitive is used in order to indicate the purpose of an action. For example, I will lock the door to prevent the theft. He bought some flowers to give to his wife. It can be used as subject of the sentence. For example, to swim in the sea may be dangerous. It can also be used as direct object of the sentence. For example, I like to write in English. Everyone wanted to go. The to infinitive can be used to qualify an adjective. For example, this is the best time to practice. I have some jeans to wash. It can also qualify as an adverb. I can't wait to see. We must carefully observe to understand. The infinitive can also be used after an adjective. For example, it is important to be patient. It is wonderful to have close friends. It can also be used with question word. For example, do you understand what to do? Tell me when to press the button. Hope you have understood the chapter verbs. Thank you and have a nice day.